The DJ Roundtable Show is live. It's the DJ Roundtable Show. Tell another DJ about the show. Please subscribe.
It is Tuesday night. It is 8 o'clock. Do you know where DJ's at? I know where I'm at. I'm here with you. Yes, it is Buddy Mueller with the DJ Roundtable, and I have great DJs from coast to coast, north, south, east, west, and all around the U.S. I'm always glad to have them here, and I appreciate them. They spend their Tuesday nights with me in the middle, hanging out and talking basically DJ shop and other things too. We always talk about different stuff and bring up some fun stuff and chat. And it's always great because all the guys here and people that come in, friends, that come into the show, it's a lot of fun. And I can tell you every night that I do this, every Tuesday night I do this, and, I watch other DJs do their podcasts. It's always fun because I always learn stuff, and it's always great. And with that said, if you're here on Twitch, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, make sure you follow the channel here. And then if you over on the tubes, do me a favor, make sure you do a couple things because the algorithm, she's a mean beast. And they just changed the algorithm again. So before I do my normal spiel, do you like seeing and watching and listening to the deep dive on the YouTube channel? And if you're on here on Twitch, you haven't seen the deep dives. It's AI driven. They listen to the us chat, and they do a deep dive of the episode. And I stopped doing it this past week, because we had some technical problems with the last week's show. But I stopped doing it because also YouTube is not allowing money to be made on that. Now, I don't make money on YouTube. I don't have enough subscribers. That's why when you're looking at YouTube, make sure you hit the like button, give a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and hit the bell icon. That helps out a lot. If you chat and talk down below, type little things, your tomfoolery or anything else, that helps us grow. And share with another DJ. Of course, that helps us grow as well. But YouTube really doesn't like the AI substance, and it is cracking down on it, and it's not allowing payment on AI-driven content as of right now. So, again, if you like that, if you like the deep dive, I love doing it. It takes my time to do it. Even editing the show here, it takes some time to doing it. And I know Dwayne does it on his show. Sean, unfortunately, not here tonight. He does it when he does his stuff. Cool Thing does it for his stuff. So a lot of people do edit and work on the videos and on their shows, and it takes time to do that. Dwayne could probably tell you how many hours he spends putting things together before and after the show. So no, Solstice is not working out tonight. No, he's not in the gym tonight.
I did that earlier. I ate dinner before this meeting. Attention is all here for you, lovely people.
There you go. Where's the grunting? I guess they're looking for the grunting, Matt. Gotta lift some dumbbells. So
we're waiting for him to use some profanity so we can just eat and buzz him out.
He gets the air horn, so he loves his DJ air horn on his gig logs. Which, by the way, everyone's links are down below for their YouTube channels. Make sure you over on Thursday night. Dwayne is going to do a crossover again this coming week with our friends over at Start to Spin, their podcast, and they're having another great crossover with the four of them, and there's a lot of great information there. So you haven't done so already, Dwayne is on YouTube. His link will be down below on YouTube, so please go over and follow him. You can catch that episode if you're on YouTube. Always the back episodes are there, but a lot of other great information. And as well as Sean with DJ Help Desk. I'm not DJ Help Desk, sorry. DJ Biz School. I got to think about that for a second. DJ Biz School Gives a lot of information on business side of things and how to conduct business, how to improve your business. And that's one of the things. We're all small businesses. There's no hard book or, information out there for everything. And we have to put things together. And these are things to help you improve your business and make you more money, which uh, Bisco is inactive. It's just he's really busy. He does have older episodes there. We've been trying to put a couple of episodes out there. That's why he's not here tonight. He's busy, swamped. So it's not inactive. It's just on pause. We are active here, though. um, so I always have all my great topics here for this show. And I saw one that caught my eye, and I got to find it again because I'm going to word it correctly. One of the things that's an option is a live DJ mix battle, but I don't think anyone's prepared for that. All right, here we go. Find it. How to handle song requests at a wedding without losing control. Strategies for managing guest input.
Why don't we talk about the DJ X next week?
I'm not going to DJ X.
Why not?
Because I have gigs.
Don't you want to get? Oh, sorry. Don't you want to get drunk as
Shnikes?
drunk as whatever with everybody? It's a blast. That's the only thing we do there. Nobody cares about the seminars or the products. The product show floor sucks. Seminars are dumb. You go for the party and you go to shoot shop, talk shop with everybody, and it's a blast.
It's all the networking. That's right. It's
All
fun.
the networking. I mean, the show floor, like you walk it in 15 minutes. There's nothing really, and
No, it's not like it used to be back in 2012 was
No.
the last time I went. And I did go last year, but I'll
Yeah.
tell you, the shows was much better back then.
Yeah, if you go to NAM, like NAM has so many more products and demos and way cooler stuff, and then even Infocom is pretty cool. But this is just like it's real dinky. It's real sad. And but hey, if you're gonna be there, anybody watch it? Well, probably too late. This goes on Monday. This goes live on Monday.
Well, it goes on YouTube on Monday.
If anybody's watching this, I'll be DJing at the Both Lighting booth on Tuesday from 12:30 to 1:15 p.m.
Now you're gonna have to share that contact link, the calendar link.
There you go.
In here.
So
again,
check me out.
if you're at DJX on Tuesday, go check out Matt at the Both DJ booth.
Yep, 12:30.
12.
They're gonna have a Pioneer S7 and Rain 12s, and I told Mr. David Gordon, I said I am bringing my Rain 4 because I do not know how to mix on that. So, because initially they were gonna have a performer like they did last year, and then at some point Rick Webb decided he wanted to bring his Bertha booth instead, and I can't DJ. I could do a performer. I can't DJ on Pioneer stuff.
You're going to give your honest review on the 360 tubes?
Oh, I've already given my honest review plenty of times. I hate those things. I think they look so.
And they still invited you.
Well, like Dave is there. David Gordon and I, like, we're friends and we talk about TikTok and other stuff. And I made an interesting point with him on the phone about how, like, when you look at something like Astera and Well Sticks, they have a richness and a color profile that, like, you can't match with any of these Chinese tube lights. They look rich. They don't flicker. Like when you shoot with the camera, you could tell the color that they are. Like there's nothing that can come close to that, and that's why they're as expensive as they are. But yeah, he's cool about it. He understands. I don't, I don't know. I have my own Chinese lighting that I go through. I don't need to
You have
change.
technical reasons of why you like and dislike both lighting or Astera.
Yeah.
No one likes the cost of the Asteras, but I mean,
No.
they're getting them because they know they're getting a premium product.
Yeah, and I'm about to pull the trigger on the JMAS versions, but still saving up a little bit for it. Although my wedding this weekend, I don't know if any of you followed me on Instagram, but we do the couple hired an outside laser company, so it was EDC themed. So like their seating chart looked like the headliners like lineup that EDC does. Same font and everything with Insomniac at the top. It looked really cool. And then they had a bunch of daisy flowers everywhere for like the daisy fields. And then inside, obviously, it was a bass heavy kind of setup, and we had the L acoustics, and they hired an outside laser company, and they brought in a pair of 30-watt lasers and 20 watts, and then had my 10-watt lasers off to the side, and it was sick. And now I'm gonna kill my wallet and bank account because I want to buy the 20 watts. It just made mine look so puny. And yeah, it was pretty cool though. It looked pretty sick in there. And then I had my cinematographer friend like film a bunch of it. So if you start seeing some real fancy looking footage from that wedding, that's why.
So the Fred, the good son, the godson, I'm sorry, the godson, he said that he is the founder of DJX. Both Light is coming out with a new battery powered wash light, uh, like Wash FX, but battery powered. So if you're using a Wash FX and you want battery powered, I know both does some wireless DMX. It'd be cool if it had wireless DMX in there and worked in their universe that you could run it so you could run it DMX style. So again, going back to what we're going to talk about here. Uh, so song request. How do you handle it? How do you deal with it without losing control? Because sometimes people are very insistent upon song requests. They come up to you and say, "Hey, I want this song." They stick their phone in your face, like, "Can you play this song? Can you do it? Can you play it?" How do you handle song requests? Like
Hmm.
the thing like I do, I actually have a table, a high boy. I have signage. I have, sheets, pens. They write it down. I'll take it, look at it, and to me, it's an advisory. And when people come up and ask for something, I'm like, "Did you write it down?" "Oh yeah, I'll get to it." A request is not a guarantee. Request is, "Hey, I'd like to hear this song," but if it's a song that's not going to work for the floor, I'm not going to play it. But again, and it also it's on the brides do not playlist. Not for me. But you don't want to get in an argument with customers, and you don't want to get into a fight with customers. So if a customer is insistent upon that, uh, why don't what do you do? How do you do that when someone's really insistent on that? And you don't get in until Matt says he doesn't get in until 3 p.m. in Newark, New Jersey.
Oh, sorry. Chris was sending me notifications, and I should have texted him. I'm
Um,
lazy.
Matt will be in New York at 3 p.m. So the flight from California from LAX, the 3 p.m.
If
flight,
you
that's
don't
when
like
Matt's gonna.
me, if you don't like me, I'll tell you the gate number. You can come meet me.
No, no, no. Again, people can disagree with you. That's fine. No one has to agree with you 100%.
I'm gonna
You,
try
you
and
know,
I'm gonna try and make up with DJ Rachel this trip. I'm gonna try and buy her a pizza and talk to her and make her not hate me. But it probably won't happen.
That's the
she,
attitude.
she she's nice. I like her. She's nice. She's really, really. She's been on the show before. She's really nice.
She is nice.
Yeah,
I've spoken to her a lot
she's
of
very
times.
she's very very a very very
She's
nice
she's
person.
literally maybe a half hour, 45 minutes from me.
Yeah, she's really really nice. Uh, so I'm gonna go with Brentley because he does a lot of club stuff. What do you do when you get someone who's insistent upon a request? How do you handle that at the club, and how do you handle that at weddings? Because two different worlds.
It, honest to God, at clubs, it really depends what mood I'm in. It really depends what mood I'm in. And during what I call club season, how many I've put down. Because if you get to me and start asking me for stupid stuff at like 11:30 midnight and the floor is bumping, I'm going to tell you to go, just go. Or if I'm feeling really saucy, I've even got it on my phone. Hold on a second, all these notifications. The I will just put the $100 up like this and just hold my phone up if I'm feeling really sauced up. But definitely it depends on where I'm at in the night. Like if I'm playing, Taylor, Katy Perry, and all the girl anthem sing-alongs, I am not going to go play like Waka No Hands or something out of it unless I'm really, really hammered. But that doesn't happen very often. But no, I'm pretty conscientious, especially like at Beer House here in La Crosse, where I'm really not allowed to play much rap. And the format's like 30% country, 30% pop, you know, pick and choose my, brand spanking new top 40 hits wisely and make sure I throw in a lot of, the early 2000s like Fall Out Boy, Bowling for Soup, and that stuff. So it's a lot of sing-alongs. It's not the club vibe because directly next door is the dance club. I get some freedom with that on the nights that the dance club isn't open. So like Thursday nights, the dance club isn't open, Wednesdays. So I will skirt the format a lot. But if I'm at a wedding, I'm completely the opposite. Give me a request. If I don't have internet, sorry, we're SOL. But I've got my hard drive, I might have it. If I'm allowed to take requests, I'm more than happy to. But I've seen this trend more and more lately, and it could be me because a lot of couples are wanting me to do what I do at the clubs I'm at their wedding. So the big discussion I have with couples is, okay, how long do you want me to cater to anybody my age group, your age group, and up? And when we hit that cutoff point, is it a hard cutoff that we are bumping and humping and bumping the dance floor the next 3 hours, or can I throw a couple in if the old folks don't get the hint? And the other thing about that is, like how I use my CRM and everybody has their Bible of the day, so to speak. If a couple hasn't scripted everything in there that I'm allowed to do or not allowed to do, if somebody wants to say, hey, can we give the bride and groom a little surprise? I'm not down. That is an absolute, I will not touch anything that's not part of the wedding day. So, but about a month and a half ago, and you'll see it in my gig log, these two nieces of the bride and groom wanted to do the Hannah Montana thing that they worked up. And I'm like,
Oh boy.
now, luckily, the bride's mom asked me, are you okay with this? And I'm like, yeah, no. They have no idea this is coming. You want me to stop everything right before we do dinner and have them do this yeah, I got to see if they're okay with this. And she's like, but you can't tell them. So it took me 45 minutes of conversation to really kind of fish out some of the answers I wanted that the mom would have wanted me to get. And I'm like, and I finally go, so if anything I need the day of, your mom has carte blanche to do everything. She's like, yeah. Is she planning something? I'm like, I don't know, but I always ask these things just to cover myself. Because if you don't want a surprise on your wedding day, like Uncle Norm from the back row coming up and grabbing the microphone, it's not going to happen. I will turn the microphone off, whatever I need to do to disable that problem. And when it comes to music requests, like I've even had, there's one wedding I posted about a year ago. I wasn't allowed to take requests at all. But then they I think it's how it went. They had a picture of one of the groomsmen. Absolutely no requests from this man. And put it on my subwoofer. So when I walked in, I saw the picture of this guy. And it was there all night for him to remember it. But more couples are definitely steering away from the requests, giving me, here, I'll give you my favorite 100 songs on Spotify. Cool. Pick out what you want, use what you want, whatever isn't wedding appropriate, ask me if I can play it or not, and I will come up with what they're thinking. And 99.9% of the time, I'm spot on. In fact, Saturday was one of the rare times where it wasn't working to get the older folks to leave. In fact, they were the spearheads of my dance floor, and I couldn't even play. Like, I played Outcast Hey Ya at 10 o'clock with a few of the over 50 crowd, and they all booked it off the dance floor, but wouldn't leave the building. So I'm like, I've now got to play the 1 or 2 for them, 2 or 3 for the kids, or 1 and 1 so the adults don't go. Yeah, it was a nightmare in my head until the last hour when you could tell. When I finally was able to play Wobble and Usher's Yeah, I'm like, okay, the old folks know these. Finally, I can get away from all this Journey, Bob Seger, the sing-along classic rock stuff, or Dexys and ABBA and Grease. And the couple even said, please get to the later stuff as soon as you can. But they weren't coming out as quickly, or their friends weren't, and it was just the old folks. Finally, though, it flipped. But, that's when, if you give me a request, yeah, I'm probably liable to take it, even if I'm not supposed to at that point, as long as it fits what's going on. And at a wedding, I'm super cautious about doing anything that isn't or hasn't been chatted about. It scares me. It really does. Because it's somebody else's day. We shouldn't have our hands in it outside of what we've been told to do.
And that's when you're looking at stuff for requests, you have to kind of balance what is going on, what's happening. And that's why I said you walk both those lines. You do weddings, but you also do the bars and clubs, and that's a little different atmosphere for requests versus, again, you have a mass crowd, not one person's your customer, they're all your customer, versus a wedding, the couple is your customer. And they're key ones you want to make happy. Yeah, you want the Uncle Bob and Aunt Sue happy, as well as, the best man and, the sister of the bride or brother of the bride. You want them happy as well, but it's a different way of doing it versus when you're at a club or at a bar.
Exactly. And when you say happy, I will ask my couples, and it's a big question when we're talking, what do you want your guests to be saying when they're on their way home? And then I'll pose that same question to them. 99% of the time, they're like, we just want to have a great dance party where everybody is included. So our guests can go home saying, I had a great time, celebrated with you, kind of on my terms, because I'm sure everybody's seeing it across the board that as soon as first dances are done, you're losing everybody over 60 for the most part. It's a big Midwestern thing right now, especially up here. Like, as soon as father, daughter, mother, son are done, I can't even get the old folks to stay for the anniversary dance going right out of it. They are grabbing their purses and leaving.
Yeah, and
but
that can create a lot of differences, and that's part of the thing in losing control. And that's one thing you don't want to do, is lose control of the dance floor, lose control of the party, because of the fact that the requests are not what the couple wants to have. So it's a balancing act. So I'm going to go over to Dwayne. Dwayne, he has a lot of weddings as well as parties, and I know you handle both. You do both, parties and weddings and stuff like that. Is there a difference between the two requests? Is it the same? And how do you make sure at a wedding the requests don't get out of control, or at a party they don't get out of control?
They for my events, they both are pretty much the same, and I pretty much use a Request Now app. So therefore, hopefully, they'll use that as opposed to coming up and trying to talk to me. And then too, I don't have to always say, "Huh? What did you say?" Trying to hear what what they want to scream in my face. So I use that, and also I always keep a clipboard and some paper for those that still want to come up. I can just easily just grab the clipboard, give it to them, and they'll write it down. And other than that, it's one of those things where either I'm going to play it or not. If it fits what I'm doing, then I'll play it, or I'll try to get to it later on. But if it doesn't fit, then it just doesn't fit. So I don't even try. And then sometimes there's instances where they'll come up and request songs like at weddings when you still have a bunch of kids. They want to hear the dirty versions or whatever. So I tell them that because, you still have kids here, and then you still have certain people, like you have the clergy there, like your pastors and all that I like tell them that I probably will hold off on this one, or I don't have the clean version of that one. Do you have another song? And then try to play something in this place. That's how I handle it.
Now, when we Request Now, they charge you a month, or you pay for a full year, or how do you do that?
They pay you for a full year, and then you get charged each time you use it.
And
So it's basically $10 an event.
Okay.
Well,
But
And
it,
then,
but it's, I think
monthly.
it's only like maybe $30 for a whole year.
It's
So it's really
45
not
for the
that
whole
much.
year to reserve your phone number. I've
Yeah.
been using it too for years now. And then if you want to pay per diem per event, it's $10 for the texting, messaging, and then they also do video wall stuff. So they have other elements part of their service that you can add on to, you know. And I remember when he was just growing within his first year, second year, and I started using them at the flea market, DJing a flea market, and that's how I got a lot of requests, and that's how also I used it for marketing at the time as well, to send clients, hey, I'm going to be at this event. Come on, check out. There's a public event. So you can build up a repertoire and sending out text messages, and it costs you per text, you know, but they do have a monthly service for bars and clubs that you can have the same number, and it's a certain amount a month, and you can go unlimited as X number of days.
And then what I like about it too, afterwards, it sends your contact to everybody that had interacted with your app. And then also you can send out your Cash app if you want tips and all that kind of stuff. So
Yep,
so you can send out a virtual business card with it when someone texts that
absolutely.
number.
yep.
hmm
So since Chris is also chiming in on this, with it, does it give you on the text message? Does it give you a list of all the songs? Give
No,
you a
you
list
can
that you can
just
see, or just individual text? Hey,
no.
John requested this song.
Yep, it gives
It's
us a
both.
whole list of from what we've received in. It's basically it's not an app. It's done through the browser, your web browser. So you just need an active internet connection, and your guests don't need an app to download anything. So they just receive a text back and forth from the servicing of it all. Say, hey, your song request was sent to the DJ, and they could even put a nickname in. So the DJ, if he wants to do shout outs, he could do that. This next song's requested by, you could put a nickname in. It's pretty elaborate, and they've done a very beautiful job with it.
Do they have
You
an
know,
app for your phones that you can
no
use?
apps are
No.
not needed. You just text a phone number
No,
as a
no, I'm
guest.
talking you
So,
as the receiver.
oh, for us,
Yeah.
no,
Oh,
you're just logging into a browser.
mhm.
Okay.
You just log into your browser and click on the live view, and it's an applet within the browser. So there's
Okay.
nothing for you to download. You just need to have an active internet connection. That's all.
And then how long before? So let's say I have a wedding this coming Saturday, which I do have a wedding this coming Saturday, and I
Mhm.
wanted to use, request now. When do I gotta
Yep.
tell them to turn it on? Day before or that
You can
morning?
schedule it. You can
Uh,
schedule it long before.
no, because no, actually you can schedule it, but it won't go active. I think it's like, is it like
It's 8 a.m.
six? Oh, yeah, something like that. And then six
Yep.
o'clock the next day, it automatically cut off.
It's 24 hours auto cutoff, but you can manually end the event. And that way, when the event ends, it'll automatically, if you have set up a thank you to all the guests that have made requests, and then you can send over your V card with that. You can make other things in there if it is an event that you're doing publicly. Would you like to get tips? There's so many little add-ons to that and intricacies. You know, many
So
times certain events you don't want to send a V card.
so both you guys, Dwayne and Chris, do you feel that gives you a leg up over your competition to have this, that someone can text his number and send a request? Do you feel that helps you maneuver through request and it doesn't overburden you and you don't lose control of the event with requests? You don't, again, the person come running up with their phone going, can you play this song? Which we all love happens.
Yeah.
Do you feel that lessens that, or do you feel that it's, I know Dwayne said he has his clipboard or some paper on it to write down, because you still get the people that don't want to do that and they just want to write down what it is. And of course, I use a clipboard and paper and I have it off to the side. But either one of you guys, do you guys feel that that gives you a leg up in your competition? I'm going to go with Dwayne first. Going to start with him.
Yes.
Do you feel
Go
that
ahead,
it gives you?
go first, Dwayne, on this one.
Do you feel that gives you a leg up on your competition and your market?
Well, my competition says it gives me a leg up because they say, oh, because they never thought about that. I like it for the mere fact that every time they come up, they want to come up just when I'm getting ready to transition into another song. So that saves a lot of going back and forth. But also, I like the fact since everybody's on their phone anyway, we can have our little conversations in between in between songs. And so it's like I guess you could say another way of interacting with the crowd and building that relationship during the party and then sometimes afterwards. So I like it just for the fact of doing that.
One feature I do like, and I'm sure Dwayne definitely uses it, is when you get a request in, you can actually send a message back and saying, "Hey, since you are actively putting songs into your playlist and playing them, so before that song goes on, you can send that client or that guest a message say your song is next, and you're still playing the other song." That is a great add-on feature. So that way, if they're in the bathroom and they have a requested song, they don't want to miss it. And you said, "Oh, wait, they don't want to miss it because they message, hey, I can't miss this song. Da da da. It's so important to me and my friends." And you could read that. They could send personalized messages to you. You do not have to respond. So they'll think, "Oh, it's just a request thing." You could make it like it is AI, and you can respond in certain tone back, like you are an intelligent AI responding to their messages. They don't have to know that it's actually you responding. So you can make your generic information and put it out as if, wow, he's got an elaborate system. His AI is handling his music requests and putting it in front of his screen. It is. You can make it so, automated, even though it's truly not. There are going to be, hopefully he'll make some automations where it will receive a text and it put it into your prepare list for Serato or your virtual DJ auto cue list or whatever. That would be the next new step. I hope he gets into that.
So do you feel,
And
Chris,
then
that
also I was going to say also I like the fact that when you get the whole list view, you can kind of like see. I look for
Yes.
trends and patterns. So therefore, it helps me with reading the room. I can get to what that crowd wants at that time quicker as opposed to me guessing.
Correct. It also tells you how many people made that same request too, and it also can give you their nickname. So if they put a nickname in, it'll say guest 1, guest 12, CJ Thomas, or Craig Filler requested this song. We're going to say snobby guest, if they call themselves snobby guest, as their nickname. They can actually literally, you can have those and do those shout outs if you want, but that's a lot. So you can see how many times that song was requested.
So does it tell the person requesting that other people have requested this song? So
No.
if you're requesting a
No.
system, so it doesn't do that. So they can't see
How many
that
times it's requested?
15 people requested, Pink Pony Club.
Correct. It will not send that to the guest that 15 times it was requested. They're just going to see your song was sent to the DJ, and it's up to you if you want to respond and say, "Hey, your song is next," or if you want to do a shout out, say, "The most popular song of the night is now being played. Get on the dance floor," and you say what is and play it, and there you are. Because when you do say respond that this song is next, it can send it to all those 15 people all at once. And you can also organize your list, say, "Ooh, it's a big list. You have 60 songs in your list. You don't want to scroll through every single one because they come at all different times." You can actually put a little star and make it a favorite. Say, "Ooh, that goes to your top of your list." And you can also tell it, "I played this song." So that way it goes to the bottom of your list. So you're not seeing it again. So it separates those 3 different categories of what you need. Must play as your favorite. Then you have your regular list in the middle of things that come in, and it stays in that time order when it's received. And then at the bottom, say already played. That's so helpful.
And it's also helpful when you don't have a song that they request. You can always go back in that history list and say, "Oh, I need to get this song." And
Correct.
that's helpful too.
Yeah, you can review that all you want and stuff. For
Okay,
events.
well, again, that's an important thing. Both Chris and Dwayne answered that for request now. Now, and again, you answer how much it costs, and that you feel it gives you a leg up on your competition. Because again, if you're doing something your competition's not doing, and you have something that separates you from them, that does give you a leg up. It's just like running certain software for customer interactions, and I know Dwayne and myself, we both use Vibo. There's other customers, other DJs use other software, but it helps to get that interaction with the customer to retain them, and we can send them a lot of information. And the more information, the easier we can make it upon ourselves, and the more information we can gather from the customer, I feel also makes our job easier because we're not trying to read minds. Because I don't know about you, I'm not a mind reader.
Right. I got a question about Vibo if you have a minute. Does Vibo have a live app, well, setting that you can receive and log into and see new requests coming in from clients, or is that just pre-event setup?
You can, but this is not made for that. Because I kind
Yeah,
of like
that's what I
asked,
was thinking. That's one thing I would have went with Vibo. I would love to go to Vibo for that pre-event setup, like for definitely for weddings, your reception, the ceremony set, song list stuff, cocktail hour song list. Yeah, that's I think where I think Vibo would shine. It just requests now I think can do that. I haven't seen the updates, I haven't followed them up. I've just been using their services because I find it's great for at the event.
Usually, like a Vibo, I think Dwayne does it the same way. It's after the contact with the customer, and they're ready to they sign the contract with us. That's when we send them the link for the app to start their ball rolling for basically planning. Because Vibo is a planning app for the customer, and it's a
Yep.
customer retention app for us as the business. So it helps us
Yep.
organize, see their music they're requesting, and other information that we're asking for that wedding or for that event. So, color of the weddings. Okay, then we can figure out if we're doing uplighting, what colors are we doing? Stuff like that. We're trying to gather as much information as possible from the customer. And sometimes it's like pulling teeth from a customer, but or from an elephant, you can say either way. Uh, but it's one of the things that we work very hard with the customer to make sure they're filling stuff out and we're asking those questions because sometimes people skip the question and then we ask for them in the real world versus in the digital world, and we then fill in the blanks. But it does lessen the back office paperwork by a ton versus before. And Tracy's the one that does the back office paperwork, so she loves
Wow.
she loves Vibo, and that's a big thing. The less man hours you can put in the office, the more money you're making per gig. And that's why, like you're getting
and
both
then
you guys.
Bible, yeah, because I was going to say with Bible, you don't know who's going to show up at your event at the same time. Because if you use Bible, that means every person got to sign in because that's an app. Every person got to sign in, and it's an extra step. And then too, it can kind of like get messy because I have used that with my students when we were trying to plan for their prom, and people that were on the committee would invite other students, and then it got to the point where people was just putting down a bunch of songs, and it got messy. So
It
yeah,
becomes too
it's like
diluted.
Request Now works good for at the event because it can handle that workload and put the information that you need as a DJ. And then for planning, Bible is better.
So I'm gonna go to Jeff, and Jeff, when you again, you do school dances like Dwayne does. You do some parties like Chris does, and you do weddings like I do. How do you handle requests? When people are requesting stuff, how do you make sure that the requests don't get out of hand and get out of control?
Well, just like everybody else, you come up with a system that works for you. You don't want somebody to come up to the DJ booth right when you're getting ready to mix into another song, and inevitably that happens at almost every event. And you don't want to be rude, but usually I'll just put up a finger and be like, 1 minute, and they get it. I created my own QR code. So basically, they can scan that with their phone and text me a request. And it's pretty simple. But at a 500 kid prom, I got about 650 requests that blew up my phone. So, so I have to
Wow.
be kind of, and that's the thing with kids. They like many people, they think that their thought process of a request, that they think I'm the only one that can save this DJ I'm the only one that has the best request. If they play this, everybody's going to laugh. That's their thought process. So everybody thinks that when you're, 16, 18 years old, but for adults too sometimes. But it works. But I would only recommend doing something like that in small crowds or medium-sized crowds. The larger the crowd, the more it's going to go sideways. For me, for the big school dances, the proms, the homecomings, I rely on getting the student council to come up with a diverse group of kids that can send me a list no later than 1 week before the event. So I can put together, and I'll let them know I'm not going to play everything on that list. But I will do my best, and a lot of times half that stuff is already on my list. But it gives me an idea of what they're going to be requesting. And I let them know, hey, kids, this is a 3-hour event. Okay. A 3-hour event. I'm probably only going to play quick mixing, maybe 80 songs. I mean, they don't get that. They're like, wow, really? It's like, yeah, 20, maybe 30 songs an hour, and they don't realize that, when you're out there on the floor and you're dancing, you're having fun, you're not counting the songs. You're just, jamming, having a good time. But as a DJ, that selection and at the right time is where it's got to go. So you've got to like temper their expectations with what's actually going to happen. And but that does help. It gives me about a week to put together a playlist, put together a crate just for that school. And I still take requests if somebody comes up and says, hey, I'd love to hear this one song. If they're nice to me, I'll work it in. I will do my best to work it in. And if it's in my list and it's coming up, and I'm going to say, you know what, I'm going to play that next just for you. and I'll pop it in there next, if it works, and I'm their hero. I am absolutely their hero. They will go out and get on the middle of the dance floor and jump up and down and absolutely love the night. So, if you can do that and work it in, you've made a best friend. You've made somebody that's going to really, be pulling for you. But if it's some crazy request, I'll just say, look, I don't know if I can get to that tonight because of all the requests, but I'll do what I can. And they usually understand. So,
Jeff, it sounds like you would be most beneficial when you do those events to use requests now with the number of requests you get. And I'm sure many of them are doubled. How many times you have to put tick marks to say this is requested how many times? Or they put it on how many sheets?
Well, I don't use this for that anymore. I will use this for, a couple of upcoming events. I've got that planned, but, I've got a larger version of this that I put in a frame, and I put it right in front of my booth. Just lean it right up there, either against the speaker stand or the DJ booth, and people can just walk up, hit it with their phone, and text me a request.
I went the next step further. I got NFC chips in mine as well. So they can do QR code or NFC, instructions on how to fill in the text back. So definitely.
It works. It's technology, and, take advantage of it.
Absolutely.
And, AI will be next.
Oh, God. I already heard ChatGPT about AI. They want ChatGPT to be my DJ. Or was it Gemini?
They're all working on it, and again, they can't read a dance floor, they can't do certain things, so that's far in the future before you have a robot doing it. I'm not worried about it. Again, playing a playlist at home for doing your barbecue because you're cooking. Okay, now I think Dwayne talked about this before on his show about the AI, and we talked about it before, but I think the DJs have to really worry about it are the DJs who don't mix, who use a preset playlist off of a streaming service or something like that, and can't change or can't do things. I think those are the DJs that are going to run into problems first because they were relying on someone else's playing of music. So uh, they, and again, nothing wrong with it, but you have to look what it is. It's something that you want to gradually, kind of wean yourself off of and say, okay, fine, great. How do I have the music get from legitimate sources, have the MP3s on your hard drive right there, play the songs, learn, mix them in, mix them out. You help with beat matching. There's plenty of tutorials on YouTube how to do that. You can also ask other DJs to teach you. You may pay a few bucks, but it's one of the things that a little bit of work and stuff like that you don't have to worry about. But again, AI in the future, yeah, the next 5 to 10 years, I'm not worried about it. But I tell you, one man I am worried about is Matt, because if you don't have an Apple phone, an Apple computer, he won't take your requests. At least,
No, and I won't be friends with you.
oh man, so you're not friends with me anymore? Oh, I'm
It's all
heartbroken.
right. Some people get exceptions. Very rarely. Some people get exceptions.
Glad I'm one
Oh.
of them, buddy.
You guys should feel lucky.
I'll have you. I want your autograph next time I see you.
I'll give you one of my porta potties. We ordered here's some marketing tips for you. So we ordered, this isn't a quote, so this is not a curse here. We ordered stress ball porta potties from Alibaba that have our logo on one side, QR code with all of our links on the other, and then it says for when you want that hype dance floor, which is kind of like our new slogan. But then in big bold letters it says, "Don't book a shitty DJ."
Beep.
It's a quote. It's fine. And we're gonna give those out.
You had to get that. Oh, we're gonna put a toilet next to his image soon.
I'm gonna try and see if I can put a toilet over his when he said that, and
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'll sign one for you and ship it to you.
Or no, the poop emoji. Put the little poop emoji.
if maybe I'll do that. I'll figure out something.
Yeah. So
You want me to work hard. Now I had one to be, now I got one now. Man, you can't make life easy for me, can you? It's like
no.
Matt, how do you handle requests? And how do you make sure requests don't get out of hand and you lose control of it throughout the night?
I so the key to not get requests is just look very unapproachable when you're DJing. Scare the people. Because I'll be with like my lighting guys or my laser guys, and everyone always goes up to them to ask for requests. And it's like, don't you see me playing the music with the laptop and like the controller? And I've been told numerous times I'm very unapproachable looking. I'm not smiling, I'm not happy, I'm not friendly. Like I'm focused and I'm trying to make a party. So
I
I don't
guess
like,
they know that you're just a beep.
yeah, don't bother me. Like I'm DJing, don't bother me. Don't request stuff. Just go enjoy yourself.
As
I
my
don't know.
granddaughter would say, you're a joke.
Yeah, most of my weddings I maybe only get like two or three requests because I play good music, but uh it's just either the unapproachableness, but when I'm doing like a school dance, um I send them a request list ahead of time. I'm like, if you want to make sure your song is heard, you got to fill this out because like I do your dances every year and y'all request some really wild stuff and I don't have it because it wasn't on the list. So that's
You mean
how I
it's
do
at
it.
least 2 hours before the event?
Yeah. So really only the dancers are the ones that get a ton of requests. But even then, like I like to think I'm a pretty good DJ and I don't really get all that many requests. And if I do, the ones that I do get, I'll kind of filter them and keep them in my mind of like it's an idea. But if I get multiple requests for the same song, or if I like it, but it just won't work right now, I'll throw it in my little side view, or whatever they call it on Virtual DJ. Um, and that's that. Now, if I get like five or six requests for a song and I don't have it, like sure, I'll throw it on my iPad if there's a clean version from Spotify, or I'll find it on YouTube and just, I have a 4 channel mixer, so I have that in my fourth channel, so I could somewhat attempt to beat match it. And if I can't, then I can at least, do a echo out or something on the previous song and bring it in. So that's kind of how I do those emergency requests. But yeah, I don't need software. I tried the request now, didn't work for me. Told you that. Uh, I think it's just my phone number is blocked from their services or something because I just would never get text requests. I had like 5 people try to text me a request when I had a live event and it didn't work.
Well, it doesn't go to your cell phone.
Well, doesn't it?
No, it goes to an app that you log into and say view live
Maybe
event,
I think I'm thinking of the other one, djrequests.com or something like that.
probably, or fire
One of,
text.
yeah, one of the
Old
texting ones
school.
didn't work. So I don't know. Maybe I'll look at that at DJ Expo. But again,
Mhm.
I don't want people bombarding my phone. Most of the time, I don't have my phone with
I
me. It's
agree with you.
recording the gig log.
Yeah.
And I just have my iPad, and I don't want to just get bombarded with text messages all the time.
Mm.
So I like the idea of like a system that like charges per request. Like you want to hear this song, like Venmo me or Zelle me $20. So
I think Brentley has
Okay.
a list of for requests. He has a price list somewhere. If you request certain songs at certain times, he charge you a fee.
Yep.
If you want to hear it.
like, don't come up to me and request something stupid. Like then I'm just gonna call you out on mic. Like, hey, we want to do the cha-cha slide. This one's going out to Connie. She wouldn't let me she was threatened to give me a 1-star Yelp review unless I played the cha-cha slide. So here you go, Connie. No, I'm not that. But I
I
have had that
can be.
happen. I had someone threaten to write a 1-star review on me if I didn't play her song.
Oh, poor baby.
Yeah, right. And I just played it 4 songs ago too. She just didn't happen to be there. It's like she started typing my name into Yelp. That's the last time I put a DJ thing on my laptop. After that, I ripped it off that night. I was like, you know what? Nope. I don't want anyone to know what my DJ name is.
So when you deal with it and you get difficult customer like that who again threatening you to leave a review somewhere, or someone who is and again we've all had it, someone walks up to be it the bride, the groom, or the person in charge of the event and saying, hey, the DJ won't play my song, can you make him play my song? Do you tell the person there that this song's going to kill the dance floor? Or do you tell them, okay, I'm going to play it because you're the one telling me to play it? How do you handle that, Matt?
If they're threatening me,
Well, they go over
like
to
to
they go
leave,
over
I
to the
don't,
bride or the
you don't,
groom and they say, hey, the DJ's not playing my song.
oh, like, go ahead, whine about it. I don't care. I've had them like, I've had do not playlists and they'll make a request that's on the do not playlist and I'll show them on my clipboard. Hey, this is on a do not playlist. Bride and groom, specifically said not to play this. And they're like, really? Let me go talk to them. And I'm like, go ahead. And then like, if they come back with the bride and groom saying, uh, you know, bride and groom says, yeah, go ahead and play it. I'm like, all right, well, you just made a fool of yourself asking somebody on their wedding day to play a song that they didn't want to hear just because you want to hear it. Like, you're making yourself look bad, but all right, sure. It's just who does that? Like, that's just terrible
This
etiquette.
new generation. This new generation.
It's the older people. It's not even the young people that do that. It
You
was like some
know,
woman.
I noticed that happening a lot more after 2020's first burst of people going and raging afterwards. They're like, wait a minute, now we can act like this because everybody thinks it's okay because we're raging in 2020. By 2021, I noticed a lot of people being like, I'm just going to go ask the bride. And 90% of the time, the bride would even tell them to F off, basically. You're not hearing it. It's on my do not playlist. My DJ said no. I said no. What don't you understand? And I actually watched a bride do the finger thing in the woman's face, and the lady just left.
Hmm.
She's like, and I'm assuming, and we talked about it. And I'll even tell, guests at weddings, hey, it's one song that they specifically don't want to hear today. It's their wedding day. Can you give them that? And when you phrase it like that, can you give them something that they asked for today? 99% of the time, people are like, you are so right. Thank you. And then I'll come back to them. Is there anything else you want to hear? Because if by doing that, you've taken away shooting them to the bride and groom and taking the focus back to yourself somewhat, but also saying they just don't want it today. but let me see what else I can do for you in a really nice way. Almost like a southern person going, "Well, bless your heart," without saying it. And I won't lie that I know I've gotten a few. I can't count how many, but just because I was enough, that conversation was enough for them to be like, "Oh, this guy's really kind of cool. He's just doing what they told him." I've gotten referrals from that, and one of them was for this year. And the biggest thing they said was, "We like the way you told us. No, I can't play that." And they're like, one, we like that, but two, you stuck to your guns and went exactly with what the couple had told you to do. That right there, we want you. So that's another selling point if you stick to their do not plays and plays through requests that they're really going to appreciate.
All right. So going back to we're gonna go back to DJX for a minute or two here, and I know Matt and Chris are going. Anyone else going to DJX? Dwayne,
Nope.
Jeff, and
Nope.
Bradley was shaking his head no, and I'm not going. So just Matt and Chris. So
And
next,
Mikey Mike said he's going.
He's
well,
going.
yeah,
All right, great.
Yep.
that's not far
I
for
arrive
him.
there Sunday afternoon, so I'll be there probably around 3:30, 3 o'clock Sunday.
How long of a ride is that for you,
Checking
Chris?
out to 3 hours and 25 minutes, about, give or take.
See,
Some
if
of us
it
have
was-
some of us have busier schedules, so we can't make it there till Monday, you know.
Sorry. It would
If
be
it-
cool
if
to
it
hang
was-
out longer with you, Matt. It's okay.
if it was closer, I would probably go and just drive it. But I want to say it's like 12 or 13 hours for me.
I'm flying all the way across the country. No
It's probably
excuses.
gonna be a
With the
little
rain
longer than
for.
13 hours. Me to you was 13 and a half hours or something like that, 14 hours.
Yeah, it's
That was a long
not a
drive.
quick trip. Yeah, it's not
No.
a quick trip. You know, it's a day and a half of driving and like
8.5. I did in one day. I left 4 o'clock in the morning and arrived at
well you're crazy, man.
4:30. That was back in 2022. Yeah, for
Yeah,
Marquee.
and we had fun. We
Good
went to
fun,
dinner and
good
stuff. We had
time.
fun.
And the
But,
night I arrived, my God, the tornado in Schoenberg. Woo!
Oh yeah, it didn't touch down. It was just it was
No.
just it was just hanging out in the crowd. It was waving at you as it went by. You know,
Yes, it was.
it was waving like, "Hi,
And
welcome,
that darn
welcome."
hotel. Holy crap. The hotel room, when I walked into my room, was like 80 some odd degrees. And I'm like, no, I'm not staying in this.
Yeah,
They'll fix this.
that was during a heat wave, and then that hotel. I know they had problems with their AC. That's one of the reasons why they moved Marquis to another hotel. I think he's on his fourth or fifth hotel now. He keeps moving, and again, it's one of the things that he wants to find the perfect hotel that can give what he needs and take care of people coming there. But DJX, I know people who are going. I know I have a few friends going as well as Matt and Chris. They're going there, and I hope you guys all have fun. And again, Tuesday, if you're there, Tuesday at
Yes.
12:30
We'll be
at the
recording.
Both Lighting USA booth. You can hang out with Matt,
See Matt.
and you can hang out with Rick Webb and everyone else. And we got to think of a password that they know they watch this on the show, that they're going, they can
Ooh,
save
something
to
funny.
Matt. And I think it's going to be Matt's favorite word in the world. Android. We're going to say Android.
Android?
Android.
Just say Rachel Lynch.
Oh, jeez.
Rachel's
Not to be
nice.
confused with
Be nice to
Marshawn Lynch.
her.
Somebody who actually matters.
She is cool. Sorry.
She
No,
is cool.
she's
Buy her a
cool.
pizza. She's nice. She's a
No.
great person. She's an awesome person.
Yeah,
But,
I'm sure she is.
yeah,
I'm sure she is. She just continues to be very rude to me online for no reason.
Matt.
He continues to be rude to me online, and all I said was, for your type of events, Evolves are perfect, but for events where you play music that's actually not meant for basic white people, that you need something a little more firepower. Was that rude? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Now
I would
everyone-
love to
now
see her
everyone
try
wants to-
like a big dubstep EDM wedding.
Now everyone wants to
I
have.
would love to see her out here.
Now everyone wants to do all acoustic stuff, and deal with that.
I know,
I,
I know,
I,
I know.
I do though. I just love the look of it. That's the thing. I love and all acoustics there. Just the sound of them is pretty awesome.
I
But
had speaking of I had a lead for a wedding in I had a lead from TikTok. They want me to DJ out there in Chicago for their wedding in 2027. So it's in Chicagoland area. So I may hit you up, buddy.
well, there you go. 2027. That's only a year and a half away.
We had a post go pretty viral on there last week. So I had like 5 leads from it within 24 hours.
Well, there you
Most of
go.
them are, gonna DJ cost $1,500 because it's TikTok and they're, not really. I don't know. It's an interesting platform to
Well,
say the least,
TikTok,
but at least
TikTok was
gets
blocking. TikTok was blocking music now.
yeah, it's they block it on live, but not really because there's plenty of people that do like streams at Disneyland on TikTok Live, and
Yeah.
all that music is licensed and copy. But they're still up there getting money, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope so. Like they shouldn't, because like you shouldn't be making money off stuff other people made. You're just mixing it, but like I don't know. I don't understand the whole live streamer lifestyle. Where I don't get it. I
We're
don't watch
streaming
live
live
streams.
right now.
Yeah, that's different.
And
It's a
I
meeting.
do
Talk
music on here
show.
on live, so I come up here
Yeah,
and have
it's a
fun.
talk show.
I come up here and DJ and have fun with it. So to me, it's just a fun thing. And it's different different appeal than a wedding, which is much more organized and formal. Versus I come up here and go,
Yeah.
hey, today I feel like this. Versus a wedding, like I need to get people to enjoy themselves to have fun. So it's totally different. So down there in the chat, again, people are chatting quite a bit, including DJ NY. He said that definitely worth asking. Ask the DJ for the win. That is, yeah, I think he's talking about request DJ now. And yeah, that right there really works very well for Dwayne and for Chris. And then Jeff has his QR code. I have my sheet of paper on clipboards. Matt just has his scowl look on his face, and Brentley just smiles and says, "Hey, what do you want? It's going to cost you." And he has his $100 ready to go. So, so with that said, you know what? I'm going to have since Matt loves talking so much and loves Windows computers and Android so much and everything non-Apple, why don't you take us out tonight, Matt?
Well, everyone, thanks for watching the DJ Roundtable. Rachel Lynch, if you're watching this, it's all love. I'm gonna try and hopefully by the next episode we'll be best of friends. But you got to go to the after parties because your presence is sorely missed at those, and that's where enemies become friends. So,
Right. 2 shots.
yeah. Other than that, thanks for watching the Roundtable. Until next week, peace.
See you guys later.